Hey guys, it's Akari, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to become a shadow operator and make 30K plus per month without an audience. Now, you're probably wondering, how is this possible? Don't you need followers and tons of people to know you to be able to make money online? Well, no, you don't. And the best part is, you don't need to show your face at all. And I know this works because I've done it, and I've partnered with multiple influencers and generated over 7 figures online. So I know 100% that this business model works. And now I'm going to teach this to you so you can learn to do the same. Well, to start off, I really want to say that this business model will be perfect for you if you're someone who doesn't like to be in front of the camera, you don't want to show your face, or you just want to be private and you don't want to have tons of followers and to be, almost a mini celebrity in a way. You just want to live your life, make money, and have that privacy. Then this is the perfect business model for you. And this is something that I wanted when I started this a couple years ago. Obviously, I'm showing my face now, but that's because I want to. Now, to start off, I'm going to break down what a shadow operator actually is. So a shadow operator is someone who builds the business infrastructure. You can think of it like a business architect for an influencer or someone with a personal brand. Now, the reason why this business model works and it's the perfect fit for you and the influencer is because you almost need each other in a way. And I don't mean romantically, I mean in a business sense, as in you are the person who brings the skills, the business systems, the sales, and all the infrastructure behind the business. And the influencer is the person who's good at creating content, building a brand, building trust with their audience. And when you combine these two things together, you create a very profitable business. And the way you guys work together is on a partnership level. So you're not a virtual assistant for them, or you're not even someone who's working for them. You are literally partnering with them, and you and the influencer are building this business together, and you are working on two different skill sets. The influencer is on the front end and you are on the back end. So now I'm going to go into the skills that you actually need to be able to do this, because there's a few things that you of course need to know before you can even start reaching out to influencers and trying to work with one. So the first skill, which is very essential, is learning how to build an offer. Okay, so you're going to look at these different influencers wherever they may be, like Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and you need to know how to craft an offer that will resonate with their audience. And this is very important because you could be having like the best sort of influencer, like someone who's, let's say, into cooking, right? So they could be making the best recipes, they could have the most loyal following, and then you come in there and you start offering something about selling, I don't know, like cars, like something just completely random, not related to cooking at all. The offer is not going to relate to the audience because they're used to like the person who's teaching them about cooking, and now you're coming in talking about cars is completely unrelated. Whereas if you came in and you offered them a cooking masterclass and how you can become a world-class chef, now that is a very appealing offer to the audience because it's very relevant to what the influencer is posting about. So that's what I mean about offer creation. You need to learn how to, create something people want. For this, I would go check out Alex Hormozi's $100 Million Offers book. That would probably be the best resource for the lowest cost that you can learn on how to make it. So that's the first step. Now, the next thing you need to know is actually how to build a funnel. Now, a funnel is essentially when someone sees the influencer post about, the offer, they're going to basically say, click the link in my description or click the link in my bio. Now, this is the call to action from the influencer. But then from that point, they will go somewhere, and that somewhere is what you need to build. So this is essentially a website or a landing page. This is something that the prospect will see as soon as they click the link. And this is usually something like It will show like a headline, a video, and a button below that, which is where they can go to apply to work with you, or the influencer. So that's essentially what it is. You can use something like ClickFunnels for this. And then when they click the button, they'll fill out a type form. And this is a type form which you will build for the influencer, basically qualifying the prospect to make sure that they are a good fit for the offer. Now, in this type form, you want to be asking questions such as, why now is a good time to do this? Are they financially ready to invest into themselves? And what's been holding them back? So just kind of questions to make sure that they will be a good fit. And of course, you want to collect their contact details such as name, email, Instagram handle, so that in the future you can follow up with them in case they don't book a call, or just to have that lead information there. Anyway, after that, they will go ahead and book a call with either you, or you can go ahead and hire a closer, who is someone who actually closes sales calls on your behalf, who you would manage to take the call with the prospect and close them on the deal, which is whatever offer that you create for the influencer. So that's essentially the steps and the skills that you need to know. So creating an offer, creating a funnel, and then the sales system. Those are really the three core elements that you need to know really well, and something I can help you with. In fact, if you click the link in the description down below, you can apply to work with me, and I'll be more than happy to help you set up this business model for yourself. Anyway, the next step is to actually reach out to the influencer. So you're probably wondering, okay, like, great, these are the skills, I understand the business model, but how do I actually find these influencers to work with? And that's a great question. And there are a couple of ways to do that. Now, the first and most easiest way is if you can find someone in your network. And this is what I did, but I kind of earned this connection because I used to work for them at their company for 2 years. And this was way like 5-6 years ago when I was working as a marketing specialist for them. So I had already proven myself. I had already did well at that company to earn almost their trust. So when it came time to launching this business and reaching out to them, they were already on board because they knew my skills and my potential that I could do in the business. And so that's what I did. I reached out to someone in my network who had the audience, but had never offered high ticket before. And this is why the business took off, and we did over $1 million in 18 months as a result. So if you know someone in your network, or if you know a friend of a friend's, then that would be the most easiest and fastest way to get an influencer working with you. Now, what you could also do is ask people that you know and say, hey, look, if you can find me or introduce me to an influencer, I'd be more than happy to, give you a finder fee or something, if you're comfortable with doing that, of course. But this would drastically speed up the process of finding someone because, in your network is almost the warmest person that you could work with because they kind of know you, or they know someone who knows you. So there is a level of trust already built in there. If you don't have that, then the second way is to actually reach out to them on these social media platforms. So for example, on Instagram, you want to be searching for these influencers, or YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok even as well. So there's different types of social media platforms. Just pick one is my advice. And then a cool strategy I like to use, when I teach this method is when you go on Instagram, you want to almost find your dream client that you'd like to work with. Maybe it's someone you're already following. And then on the drop down, there's like a little downwards arrow that you can press, and it will show you a bunch of suggested accounts that are very similar to the person the profile that you're on. So this method you can do, and then click into the new profile of someone else, and then you can do the same thing and keep going. And this is how you can curate a list of influencers who you want to work with. There are a few criteria that you need to check, which are, firstly, their following. They need to have a decent following. Now, they don't need to have like 1 million, but I would say at least 50 to 100K upwards is a good amount, because this will be enough sort of audience for you to be able to work with and generate leads through their profile. Now, the influencer I worked with had 700,000 followers on Instagram, but you don't need that many. You could honestly find an influencer with like 100K to 200K. That would honestly work really well. And you do definitely want to check the engagement, because there might be some influencers with fake followers, and you need to be very careful with this. Of course, check the followers, make sure that they're real, legit, and check the person, make sure that you actually want to be able to work with them. You know, if you don't like their personality, or you feel there's a bit of ego there, or they're promoting something sketchy, then don't message them, of course. So you need to set this criteria and make sure the person that you're messaging is someone you'd want to work with genuinely. So what you want to do is basically have a spreadsheet where you can add all of these influencers to the list, and then you can go down one by one, just paste the Instagram profile, message each one. And when you work with me, of course, I'll tell you like exactly what to say with them. But it's something like, hey, I saw your profile, loved your content. I'm just wondering, like, have you ever thought about selling an offer on the back end? And they might say no. And then you can reply saying, well, let's hop on a call. I'm really good at building offers, funnels, and I believe this will work with me and you as a partnership. Something like that. It's very rough and rushed, but you get the point. You want to reach out to them and basically see if there's any interest there that they want to work with you. Now, an effective strategy you could do is even go ahead and film a Loom video, because this is super personalized, and if they see that you're putting in the effort, then they will appreciate that and more likely to reply. Or you could send a voice note, and the benefits of a voice note is it's very personal, and of course they're probably curious to hear what you're going to say. So those are the two methods I prefer. I wouldn't send, you can send text, but I would use it as a last option, because the first two options are more effective in getting a response. Now, another thing I want to say is, if they, like, you're going to be looking at these influencers and you want to see if they're actually already selling something, because sometimes they are. But the ones that aren't, those are kind of your opportunity, because, you know, they've got this following, they've got the engaged audience, but they're not monetizing it. And this is because they might not know how, they've never thought about it, or they want to, but they don't know how, like, they don't have the skills to do it, which is where you come in. So, you know, they might not even know they need you. So it's your job to make them aware that you're the person who can actually help them. So that's what you want to do. If they are selling something, then like I said with the Loom video, what you can do is you can actually screen share their website or whatever product they're selling right now, and you can break down everything that they're doing wrong or where they could improve, and say, hey, look, just filmed this quick Loom video. Here's like 3 different fixes I would do to increase your conversion rate. Right off the bat, you're providing value to them. And yeah, that's the best way to outreach to them. So those are the 2 forms of outreach to get an influencer. But honestly, once you get one partnership, that will change your entire life, and you could be making like 10, 20, 30K upwards per month. And I believe this is one of the most effective and fastest ways coming into 2026 that you can make money online today without showing your face, without, you know, building an audience and trying to sign on 10 different clients like you're running an agency. You just need one partnership. And that's why I believe it's the highest leveraged business model that you could start today, which is being a shadow operator. And there's so much more I want to cover, but I think I'll save it for another video. Anyway, if you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.